My imagination could never, in its deepest realm, dream of a scenario in which my melanated prose would mingle with the whites in these walls, but when you saw this room, you saw something different. You saw the potential of the band songs of the caged bird bouncing off of the walls. You saw the potential of the microphone amplifying voices often heard through megaphones. You saw the potential of the seats filled by esteemed guests whose legacies were created in fields long before they were allowed in classrooms. So today, you made this happen. See, so many of us were taught to doubt our thoughts because our words, even when dressed up, were still considered ghetto. We were taught that our intelligence needed to be edited and rewritten because track changes never caught on that there's more than one way to be brilliant. We were taught that someone else's inability to grasp the importance we carry somehow undermines the strength we possess, yet I am here performing the art form of the revolution that's often used to picket institutions like this one because you always made sure to do things your way. I think it's safe to say that even when no one expects us to be here, it doesn't mean we don't belong. We have this habit of assuming that coloring outside the rigid lines is wrong, instead of thinking that maybe our depth has been so limited that we can't chart our own path unless it's drawn for us. We've been conditioned to see potholes as mistakes instead of an indication of our strength. We've been taught to white out our mosaic thoughts just so it blends in with the monolithic white page we're so accustomed to. Many stories go unnoticed when we don't comprehend that there's more than one way to write a bestseller. We should uncover the stories that play hide and seek in the safe space between lines that are relegated to notebooks that never get to leave the home like a grounded child. We should illuminate the experiences that run from the light because they've been kept clenched behind our tight jaws. We should listen to the voices that crack under the weight of finally being exposed to the air. We all need someone to truly hear us. When I sat down to write this poem, I admit I was nervous. I didn't know what I wanted to say or how I wanted to say it. I spent days staring at a blank screen, hoping that the poem would write itself. I would write sentences just to edit out my voice because I still didn't think it was meant for a space like this one. But you did. And I think that's the point. You've always known the importance of letting people author their own stories, letting people feel the warmth of the spotlight, but most importantly, letting people, even for a second, hold the ears of the audience captive so that we are forced to listen. And I know that's what you'll do for everyone that appears before you. So today is a victory for all of us. Today means that one of the most important audiences gains an acclaimed listener. Today means that those who are often pushed off stage and pushed aside will finally be able to take control of the microphone. Those who've been told to swallow their voice will finally get to regurgitate the stories that have been buried in the depths of their throats. Those who've been forced to strip the character and dimension from their words will finally be able to speak in color. Today means that those who put on their worst performances will still have the opportunity to prove that they are worthy of an encore. Today means that the world will be a little less silent because everyone that comes before you will know that their voice, all of our voices, matter too.